Ugh. Okay. So, where do I even begin? This whole thing has been a nightmare. And honestly, I'm so over it. Everyone's looking at me like I'm some kind of monster, and it's just not fair. I mean, sure, I didn't exactly handle everything perfectly, but he wasn't a saint either. If I have to hear one more person talk about how I got what I deserved, I swear I'm going to lose it. The whole thing started with a girls' trip. And let me tell you, you do not need to know what happens on a girls' trip. That's why you're blocked until I get home. I sent him that text, and all hell broke loose. But let me go back to the beginning so you can understand. This is a lot, so just bear with me. My name is Rachel. I'm 30. I used to think I had my whole life together with this guy, Derek. We'd been together for 3 years, and we lived in this beautiful house that he owned. I mean, he'd always say he worked hard for it, and I guess that's true, but it was my home too. We had this shared life, same ambitions, all that stuff. He's a private investigator, which always felt kind of intense. He'd always be talking about layers of truth and reading people. I used to joke that his job made him too cynical. But honestly, I just think he was naturally kind of a downer. He was nice, though a little too nice. Maybe, like, he'd just let things slide. I'm a big believer in a little healthy conflict. You know, it keeps things interesting. He was just too stable, too predictable. My friends. Veronica. So, yeah, and Natalie. They get it. They're my ride or dies. Veronica is twice divorced and always on the lookout for a good time. Sophie is the sweetest, but she follows Veronica's lead on a lot of stuff. Natalie is the quiet one, but she's always watching. We've been friends forever, since before I met Derek and became, as they like to call it, boring and stable. They always reminded me of my wild days, which, you know, were pretty wild. A few months ago, we decided we needed a break. A 5-day trip to Vegas. It was supposed to be a total escape from our normal lives. A couple of days before the trip, Derek was helping me pack. He asked for our flight and hotel info, and something just clicked. It was like he was trying to put a leash on me. I just looked at him and I don't know. I felt this moment of total freedom. I told him he didn't need to know. He looked so surprised, and it was kind of satisfying. I mean, I'm a grown woman. I don't need my location tracked. I just wanted to get away from everything, including him. I said, "It's a girls' trip, Derek. The whole point is to get away. You don't need to know what happens on a girls' trip. Yeah, that's why you're blocked until I'm home." I said it with this little smirk, because I expected him to get all mad. He always did. He just stared at me. Then his face went completely blank. He just said, "Okay, I understand. Have a great time." It was so weird. It threw me off. He was supposed to fight, to yell, to make me feel justified. Instead, he just agreed. It was so anticlimactic. The next morning, he drove me to the airport. I was so excited. I leaned in to kiss him goodbye, and I even winked and said, "Don't miss me too much." I laughed, but he didn't. I told him I'd text him when I landed to unblock him, and he just said, "I won't." He was so boring sometimes. I just figured he was pouting. As I walked into the terminal, I could feel the tension leaving my body. We were flying private, but I didn't want to tell him that. It was part of the fun. So our flights were fake, and the hotel was fake. And honestly, the whole trip was more of a business thing than a girls' trip. A guy Veronica knew, Richard, a senior partner at an investment firm, had invited us. His company was doing some kind of retreat, and he wanted us to be there to entertain his clients. It wasn't a big deal. It was just a way to have a luxury vacation without paying for it. We were staying in the most incredible suite at the Bellagio, and the best part, Andrew was one of Richard's clients. Andrew, my ex-fiancé, who I had told Derek I hated. He was the one who broke my heart, so I had no shame about seeing him again. I owed him a little something for what he put me through. Right. It wasn't cheating because Derek didn't know. It was just a little secret to have fun. Besides, it's not like Derek and I were married. It was a girls' trip. What happens on a girls' trip stays on a girls' trip. And between us, I just really wanted to get out of that relationship with him. I mean, what kind of guy doesn't even get a little jealous that he was so boring? He was basically a doormat. Sophie, God bless her, was a little too into social media. We told her to tone it down. But she just kept posting. She posted all the girls' trip stuff, the poolside drinks, the nightclub video, the selfie in front of the casino. We made sure we were always a group. But sometimes a guy would pop into the shot. It was fine. It wasn't like anyone we knew would see. Derek's friends were all super nerdy, and none of them would ever recognize a fancy hotel suite. It was also perfect. Andrew was so charming, just like I remembered. We spent a lot of time together, just catching up. He said he was going through a messy breakup with his live-in girlfriend, Serena. We just connected, It was the kind of connection Derek and I never had. We just got each other. The whole week flew by. It was exactly the kind of fun I needed. I texted Derek from a friend's phone to tell him I was having so much fun and that he should pick me up at 3 p.m. On Sunday. He just responded with, okay. That was so passive-aggressive. He could have at least been excited to see me. I blocked him again until I got on the plane, so he couldn't respond. I didn't want him asking a bunch of questions. I wanted to tell him all about my amazing vacation, but I needed to get my story straight first. We landed on Sunday and made our way to the baggage claim. I was so excited to see him and give him a hug. I had a whole story ready about all the stuff we did, and I was going to tell him how much I missed him. But when we got out to the arrivals hall, a big crowd of people was there. I was looking for Derek, but then I saw her, a woman holding this huge poster board. I just felt my blood run cold. She was standing there, calm as can be, and on the poster was a huge photo of me and Andrew at the blackjack table. He had his arm around me. I tried to walk away, to pretend I didn't know her, but she just stood there, and then she spoke. Andrew sends his apologies, she said. Her voice clear. He could not be here to welcome you home himself. He is a little busy explaining this picture to me. My friends just looked at me. They all scattered like rats. We'd been caught. This was so not how I imagined it. Then a man in a suit came up to me. Rachel Miller, he asked. I just nodded. Completely numb. He handed me a large legal envelope. Inside was an eviction notice. 30 days to get my stuff out of my home. It also came with a restraining order, forbidding me to come within 500 feet of Derek. I just crumpled right there. My friends didn't even stay to help me. They were gone. I was just sitting there on the floor of the airport, completely alone. The fallout has been so messy. I had to call my parents to come pick me up. Can you imagine that conversation? It was a nightmare. They were so disappointed in me. I just don't get it. All I did was have a little fun. It wasn't a big deal, but everyone is acting like I'm this awful person. Derek, or whatever he calls himself now, has been a ghost. He changed his number. He had a professional moving company pack up all my stuff and deliver it to my parents' house. He even got his lawyer to send me a cease and desist letter. I tried to reach out. I used burner phones, new email addresses, everything. He just won't respond. I just wanted to explain, my friends are no help. They had no idea what was going on and that I had lied to them. I mean, seriously, they were there. They were part of it. But no, they're just pretending they were victims. Too. It's disgusting. My whole life is a smoldering crater. I have no partner and no home. I've been living in my parents' spare bedroom for months. My friends abandoned me. The whole thing has just blown up in my face. I had a little fun and now everyone is treating me like a criminal. I just don't understand why he had to do all of this. He could have just broken up with me. It was so dramatic in public. And for what? To make a point. I get it. He's a private investigator, but that doesn't give him the right to ruin my life and the lives of everyone I know. I found a new job in a small apartment, but it's just not the same. I'm all alone. My ex-fiancé, Andrew, is in a ton of legal trouble. He's being sued, and he's facing criminal charges. It's ridiculous. And I saw online that Richard, the guy who paid for the trip, got a divorce, and his wife, Eleanor, took everything. The whole thing is just so sad. I didn't want to cause all this chaos. I just wanted to have a little fun, and now I'm paying for it. I sent him a handwritten letter a couple of months ago, and I even apologized, just so he would stop. I told him how horrible I felt about everything. I said that the airport was the worst day of my life, which it was. Yeah, I told him I was in therapy and that I was trying to become a better person. But I never heard back. He just doesn't care. 6 months later, and my life has been completely reset. I've learned my lesson. I guess I'm alone, but maybe that's for the best. I'm still trying to figure things out. I've been working on myself, and I've started therapy, which is fine. I guess I'm just trying to move on. I guess what I'm saying is that I messed up, but I'm still not a bad person. I just made a mistake. And I paid for it. No. Or I have to pick up the pieces and rebuild my life. I don't know what I would do if I saw him again. Maybe I would just say, I'm sorry, and walk away. But I probably won't. I'm just tired of all the drama. I just want my life to go back to normal. And I guess it will eventually. I just hope I can find happiness on my own. 'Cause right now, everything is calm. But it's also so very empty.